You read the title, you already know how I feel. This guy is a total schmuppet. I'm going to make my argument case by case. Point number one, his cat dies, and spoiler alert, by the way, if you didn't already figure that out, he's about to confess his love to Nikki, and before he does such a thing, he tells her about the fact that his cat is dead, trying to get pity points. What an absolute schmo. At this point, she might just agree to a date with him because she feels bad. My cat died. Will you go out with me? And then there's the obvious point that he wasn't able to confess his love to Nikki, but we've all been there. I mean, I've been there at least. Any dude, really. Girls probably have that too. But then he makes this wish, and it comes true. And once he realizes it's the wish that's making her love him, he doesn't really care. I mean, he knows that weird stuff's going on. She's doing weird stuff. But beside that, he's kind of having a good time. He has sex with her when she's under a spell. That's fucked up, yo. And my wife Abby told me that the original script had a scene where they were having sex and she came out, the real Nikki, and he straight up just stared at her. And she was like beside herself and freaking out, and he just stared at her until the other Nikki came back, and then he kept fucking her. But he keeps almost everything that's happening from his friends because he wants to go out with this chick. He knows that what's going on is wrong, and he calls up the company that does the One Wish Willow things, and he's like, listen, I want to alter a wish. And they're like, do you want to cancel the wish? He's like, no, I want to alter it. He wanted to keep her under his spell. This is not a cool dude, bro. He's the villain of this movie. If he really loved her, he would want to cancel the wish so that she got the life that she wanted, even if she didn't like him. I guess that goes without saying. Like, he's perfectly okay with the fact that she is under a spell and not able to control herself. The only problem he has with it is that she's acting weird. He's only upset because it's inconveniencing him. Seemingly. I might be wrong. However, I will say that it does seem he goes through a character arc throughout the movie, because at the end, he could have just killed her and kept himself alive, but he chose to kill himself to save her. So if there's any redeemable quality about this dude, it's that. He might have learned something from this experience, but I also want to note that this dude's a fucking idiot. Because the only two people that he tries to get to make the wish are his friend Ian and the girl herself. Obviously, the girl herself is not going to make the wish in good faith. She's fucking crazy. Ian just doesn't think that it's real, and he thinks that Bear is up to something. He thinks the main character Bear is up to something, so he wishes for $1 billion because he just thinks it's bullshit. But what if he just went to a regular person on the street, a regular ass human being, and was like, hey, I'll give you $20 if you just humor me, snap this thing in half, and say, I wish this guy never made a wish. Would that not have worked? It's possible that it wouldn't have, but he didn't even try it. He didn't try it. I mean, he's got so much time to think about this shit. I mean, I guess she's wrapped around his finger and following everywhere he goes, so he doesn't have much time to think, but still. And also, he goes to see Sarah in the middle of the night, the foil, perhaps you could call her, to Nikki. Goes to see Sarah in the middle of the night. Nikki is sleeping, and they're just sitting there in the park when he knows that this chick is dangerous. He knows. He could have been like, listen, we can talk, but we got to drive around a little bit. We just got to keep driving. We can't stay in the same place. And I guess in that event, Nikki could have gotten a car and like driven and like gotten them into a car crash, maybe. Like that one chick that's on the internet right now. I don't really remember what her name is. I just know that Abby told me about her. Like, there's just so many ways that this dude went wrong. There's so many ways. And this is not a hit on the movie. I want to make that clear. I liked the movie. I enjoyed the movie. It was intentional, probably, that they made this character this way. Like, they wanted us to feel this way, the people who made the movie, I'm sure of it. And then the crown jewel of the whole shebang is when Nikki is sleeping. When Nikki is sleeping, and the fake Nikki, we can call her, is sleeping, and that gives real Nikki the opportunity to speak, and her mouth isn't even moving because I guess it's just her soul speaking out, and she's like, please kill me, please. And obviously she's suffering horribly. She came to life for about 2 seconds, and in those 2 seconds tried to kill herself as soon as she possibly could. And Bear's just standing there like, why can't you just love me? What's so hard to love about me? Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. Hit the fucking gym. Go do something that, maybe because you're a little fucking bitch, maybe because nobody fucking likes you and you're a little cunt. But I liked the movie. It was an interesting movie. Some parts of the movie had already kind of been done before, like the whole be careful what you wish for lesson. That's been done a million times. It's been ran through, and they decided to do that anyway, so I would dock it a few points for that. But they did it in a different way, kind of, because the main character kind of liked that it was happening. You know, he was kind of complicit to the whole thing. He didn't even want to go back on it at first. He wanted it to just change a little bit. And it turns that lesson into a horror movie, which is normally not what happens with it. It's usually part of a fantasy movie or something. So they're introducing new ideas to it, which is nice. Would I give it a 96% as Rotten Tomatoes did? I don't know. I maybe would give it a 75%. Something like that. I'm glad I watched the movie, and I think a lot of effort went into it, and I respect the movie. I loved the shots. I loved the cinematography that came with the movie. It was just the story. It felt maybe a little thin to me, but that's just my opinion. Everyone's allowed to have their own. If you loved this movie, more power to you. I understand it. I get it. I get why. And I did enjoy it for the most part. I really did. I had fun watching it. And I might bump that 75 up to an 80 or so. What I really think is cool is that it's a YouTuber who made the movie. Like, that's fucking sick. He went from making YouTube videos to directing an entire movie that gained an insane amount of popularity. Like, that is a beautiful thing. And it is ambitious and aspirational. And I'm excited to see what this person does in the future and what movies get made in the future by this person. I actually don't know who the YouTuber is. I just know that it's a YouTuber who made it, according to what I've heard. Yeah, I might bump the rating up to an 80 or an 85 because of the ending. Like, he chose in the end to save her. He chose to kill himself and free her from the torture that she was experiencing. It's possible that he wasn't really that bad of a guy, and he was just really grieving the loss of the chances that he had with her, but also he was high-key taking advantage of the situation and taking advantage of her. So he is a bad guy. He does have good parts of him. Like, either he was a good guy the whole time and he was just holding on to something that wasn't there, and he just couldn't let go, or he was a genuinely bad guy who was taking advantage of her, and he learned that that's not okay, and that he can't do that to her, and he chose to save her. Or he just killed himself because he knew he couldn't live without her, because he was just obsessed with her as her counterpart was with him. So it could have been like maybe like a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, if that makes sense. So it's possible he wasn't really doing it for her, but that he was just so frustrated with his own outcome that he just wanted to end it. Hard to say. I would go with the former, though. I would go with he did turn out to be a good guy in the end. Fuck. This is my fucking... Okay, that's not my exit. All right, my name is Luke. This has been Castles in the Air. I love you. Goodbye.